There must be those who have experienced bitter feelings from their partner's secretive infidelity. But my case is far worse. After all, I was declared infidelity in advance by my husband.
I was seduced by my ex, so let me cheat just for one night.
That's his reasoning. When I told him's fine, he was overjoyed.
Thank you. Honesty really is most important for long marriage.
Yes, just as my husband said, honesty is important. So, I too decided to live my life honestly. What happens to my husband from now on is no longer my concern. My name is Kate. My boyfriend, John, is a straightforward person who can't lie. Furthermore, he can't refuse when asked for a favor, and is always willingly to do anything someone has asked him to do. I loved that about John. I thought we could become a married couple with no secrets and mutual trust after marriage. That was why I decided to marry John. One weekend, John said to me,
Kate, you fell for my honesty, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
And you also liked my kind personality that I never refuse when someone asked for a favor.
Yes. Then, John slowly took out a receipt from his wallet.
I'm telling you this because you're such an honest person, Kate. But I stepped by at this place after work yesterday.
What John showed was a receipt from a hostess club in New York. The payment is $1,000.
A client insisted on going there, and I couldn't refuse. My boss left first, so I had no choice but to pay.
This is going to be covered by office expenses, right?
Unfortunately, it's not. The company does not encourage entertaining.
Then you should have refused to go at the first place.
You know I'm the type who can't say no when asked, right, Kate? Others might hide such things from their wives, like going to a hostess club. But I want to be honest all the time. That's what you want too, right, Kate?
Well, better than being kept secret.
Exactly. I knew you'd say that, Kate.
Being relieved with my words, John started spending money more frequently. Every time, he would show me the receipt and report it to me.
Kate, I went to the department store yesterday and saw a wallet I had been eyeing, so I bought it.
What? $500? You had a wallet you were using before, and such an expensive brand.
At first, I was just looking from outside the shop window, but the clerk noticed me and drew me in. I was persuaded, so I ended up.
Isn't it really a valid excuse for this amount, is it?
But if they ask me to buy, I can't refuse. You understand my personality, right, Kate?
And then the next day as well.
Kate, this is the bill from last night's drinks.
Huh? Isn't this quite expensive?
Actually, I ended up covering my junior's share as well.
What do you mean?
When I invited them to drink, they said they were short of money because it was before the bonus season. If my juniors ask me, I can't rudely refuse, can I?
Even so, we are also before the bonus season, you know.
But you're working too, and you still have savings, right? I can't refuse when asked. You know my personality.
I can't refuse when I'm asked. John would constantly highlight this, acting as if he would be forgiven for anything as long as he was honest about it. On a different day, he reported to me in a troubled manner.
Kate, can I go out for a bit this weekend?
Sure, but what's up?
Actually, my ex-girlfriend called me out saying she has something to consult about.
What? Are you going to meet her alone?
Yeah, it seems like she doesn't want other people to hear the conversation.
Your ex-girlfriend is May, who you showed me on social media before, right?
Yeah, that's right.
May is married too, isn't she? Isn't it strange for her to suggest a meeting with John, knowing that you're married?
So you're suspecting me and May? Huh, if there was something fishy going on, I wouldn't tell you honestly like this.
But still.
It's okay. I've already agreed anyways.
What? You agreed without consulting me.
I can't refuse when someone relies on me. Do you really think I can do that?
Fine. Thus, John talks openly about his ex-girlfriend May as well. I knew about May, but John's inability to refuse led to him meeting her alone. And this indeed made me worry. And my worries came true. Late that night, I got a message from John.
Kate, sorry for the late contact.
That's right. I was really worried. So, what time are you coming home? You can still make the last train, right?
About that. I don't think I can make it home tonight.
Can't make it? Why?
May seems troubled by her husband. She said she doesn't want to go home tonight. She told her husband that she's staying at a friend's place.
I don't quite understand. So you mean she planned to stay with you from the beginning?
Yeah, it seems like it. She wanted to meet me today to have some fun. She told me she wants to spend the night like old times, just for tonight.
Like old times. Like when you were dating. That's cheating.
But it's only for one night. That's why I'm reporting this to you, right?
What? Whether it's one night or not, cheating is still cheating.
But isn't it better than me doing it secretly? Telling you honestly like this is my sincerity to you, Kate.
Unbelievable.
May insisted that only I can help. You understand that I can't say no when it comes to this, right? Please, forgive me for tonight.
John was telling me to accept his infidelity. It doesn't seem like a normal mindset. While I was lost for words, I heard a woman's voice. From the other end of the phone that seemed like May's, saying, "Hey, John, aren't you done yet?"
Kate, I'll put you on hold for a bit. Please wait.
In a rush, John told me that and started talking with May. He must have been so flustered that he forgot to put me on hold. I could hear the whole conversation between John and May.
John, are you really going to be able to persuade your wife?
Yeah, she just needs a little more convincing. She likes my honesty and my inability to refuse requests. So if I tell her the truth, she's a fool who will forgive anything.
Really? She's such a fool.
Right. Once she says okay, she's in my control. If I notify her in advance, I can meet you whenever I want. It's all because I have chose a dumb woman as a wife.
John, you're so evil.
Yeah, I can even get her to accept any amount of money I spend on shopping. Next time, I'll buy you something from exclusive brand.
Really? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll just say, I couldn't refuse a request from my subordinate and it'll be fine.
I love you, John.
I love you too, May.
Then go persuade your dumb wife quickly.
Leave it to me.
I was so taken aback that my hand holding the smartphone was trembling. Is this really how John feels? All this time, I've been deceived by him. As I realized this, my feelings for John cooled instantly. Unaware that the conversation had been overheard, John returned to the phone.
Sorry for the wait, Kate. May really doesn't want to go home.
It's fine.
Huh.
After hearing what you said, I realized the importance of honesty. So, you can do as you please.
Thank you. I knew you'd understand, Kate.
John happily hung up the phone. I immediately called somewhere else. After finishing what I had to do, I was finally able to sleep. The next morning, John came home in a good mood.
Kate, I'm home.
Welcome home, you're in a good mood.
Yeah, I just realized again how wonderful my wife is. If I had come home from there, I think I would have felt guilty about May. But I didn't want to keep secrets from Kate, so I thought it was right to be honest. I think it's important to always be honest all time.
Yes, indeed. John, will you always be honest with me?
Of course. I can't lie or hide anything from Kate. No matter what happens, I will tell everything honestly.
Don't forget your words. As soon as I finished speaking, the doorbell rang at the house. It seems they have arrived. John asked, "Who?" in response to her words. I silently invited the guest into the house. The man who appeared in the room shouted at John.
You're the one having an affair with May.
Huh? What do you mean?
Right after John declared his affair, I immediately contacted May's husband. I told him, "Your wife is having an affair with my husband." May's husband seemed to have had some suspicion, and he believed my words immediately. He said, "I want to talk to your husband once," so I shared him our home address. John looked scared, looking me and the man back and forth. Then May's husband said to him,
I heard from your wife that you were with my wife last night. Explain yourself.
Kate did.
John seemed to finally understand the situation. He began to frantically explain to May's husband.
No, it's not like that. It seems you have some misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
Yes, I was indeed with May last night, but it was just like a reunion. Nothing improper happened.
I immediately spoke up. John, did you forget your words? You promised to be honest, didn't you? Yesterday. You told me to forgive your affair with May for just one night, didn't you? Upon hearing that, the anger of May's husband escalated further.
Just as I thought. You've been cheating on her.
Seemingly accepting that there was no escaping the truth, John finally admitted his infidelity. As he apologized profusely, May's husband roared, "I'm going to demand compensation." In the end, John had no choice but to accept the terms at the price the other man set. After making John sign a letter promising to pay the compensation, May's husband, seemingly satisfied, finally left. As soon as it was just the two of us again, John started blaming me.
Why did you contact May's husband?
Well, you said we should be honest, John. It wouldn't be fair if I was the only one who knew the truth, right? John couldn't argue and his voice suddenly became quiet.
But still, not everyone is as understanding as you, Kate. Well, what's done is done. Now, we need to figure out how to pay back this compensation. If we continue living as we have, we'll never be able to pay back such a sum. That guy really went overboard.
Well, you didn't really have the right to refuse, did you? You weren't in a position to negotiate the amount, after all.
I know, but I believe we can overcome this if it's you and me, Kate. Can't you take on more work?
Why should I?
There's only so much we can cut back on living expenses, and my company prohibits side jobs, so I think the only option is for you to get another job and use that money to repay the debt.
That's not what I meant. Why do I need to pay your compensation?
Because, aren't we husband and wife? Aren't we supposed to be in this together?
Don't be ridiculous. Why should I, the one you cheated on, have to clean up your mess?
But, you accepted my infidelity, didn't you? So you also have a duty to pay.
No way. If anything, I'm the one who should be claiming compensation.
What's the point of claiming compensation between husband and wife?
There is a point. I don't intend to continue as your wife from now on.
Why?
Don't you understand? Look back at your own actions. Cheating on me after spending our marital money because you couldn't refuse. Thinking that everything will be forgiven as long as you're honest. I don't want to be with such a foolish husband anymore. I handed the prepared divorce papers to John. Let's get a divorce. Our married life is over.
What? but we've been doing well so far.
That doing well is only from your perspective. I've been tolerating and lying about my feelings all along. I want to live honestly from now on, too. Just as you said, being honest is important. And my honest feelings now are that I want to get divorced from you as soon as possible. That's all there is to it.
Kate.
Goodbye. Do your best from now on, stupidly honest cheating man. The packing is already done. I poured out everything I had to say, picked up my luggage, and left the house. Even this house will be disposed of eventually, and will probably be included in the division of property. Right now, I don't want to see John's face anymore. Since the fact of the affair is so clear, it's certain that I'll receive compensation for emotional distress. Spending a few days staying gracefully somewhere and slowly looking for a new home wouldn't be bad. Maybe John didn't even have room to argue. He didn't say anything that day. The next day, the moment I arrived at the office, I received a phone call from John.
Kate, did you inform my workplace about my affair?
After John's declaration of his affair, I didn't only contact May's husband. John's workplace, John's parents and relatives, and John's friends. I told them all the details of the affair. Yes, I did. If John wanted to be so honest, it would be best to let not only me, but also others know the truth, right? At my words, he raised his voice louder than ever before.
Don't mess with me. There are things you should say and things you shouldn't, right?
Oh, I didn't know you had such a standard of judgment. So, being honest and telling your wife, I'm going to have an affair, was a good thing for John?
Kate, I was wrong. I'm reflecting on it, so please help me. I was called into the executive room first thing in the morning and told that I'm being transferred to a local branch.
Oh, well, bad for you.
With the rumors of my affair circulating throughout the company, I can't work at the headquarters anymore. I also have to repay the damages, and my salary has dropped significantly. I can't make it without you.
Then, you should have considered my feelings more. It's too late now.
What do you mean, too late? I'm reflecting and apologizing. Part of the reason I got transferred because you told on me, so I won't pay you any compensation.
Oh, are you refusing when I'm asking, please pay me damages? Weren't you the type who couldn't say no to people's requests?
That depends on the time and place.
It's your double standards that have done you in. You've essentially brought this on yourself. Unfortunately, I won't be withdrawing my claim for damages. Regardless of how much you resist, you have a legal obligation to pay, so there's no way to avoid this.
I understand. I won't ask you any more.
So, you're going to pay? Remember, we'll split the savings half and half in the property division. So don't touch my share, okay?
I got it. I have a ton of friends who owe me favors. If I ask for a loan, they'll lend me the money.
Are you sure? If they find out it's for damages because of your infidelity, they might think you've brought it on yourself and refuse to pay.
I won't tell them that. All I'm gonna say is, I'm in trouble and need some money.
Even if you don't tell them, they already know.
Did you tell my friends?
Being honest is your policy, right?
You're joking. I guess I'll have to ask my mother then.
Your mom. Huh?
Don't tell me you.
Yes, of course. I told your parents everything. Being honest is not easy. While you were having an affair, I was busy informing May's husband, your workplace, your friends, your parents, and your relatives. So much people to tell. I was so busy.
I'm screwed. It's over.
I can sense John's despair over the phone. He is facing a life of loneliness in the countryside, unable to depend on anyone. And his days will be consumed by repaying the compensation. It's all his fault, who kept using the phrase, living honestly. as a shield while doing as he pleased. Meanwhile, I have found another man after several years and about to remarry. My new partner is someone who can say no when something is wrong, considering my feelings. It seems obvious. But only after parting with John did I come to appreciate this obviousness. This time, it looks like it will be a happy marriage.